Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Stupid Fat Cat, and today we're going to take a look at how to deploy a simple web application to AWS. We'll be leveraging Fargate and an application load balancer to serve our application to the internet. For the sake of brevity, we'll be using an existing Docker image. We'll be using a testing Docker image, and without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing that we want to do is log into our AWS console. Once we're here, let's go to ECS, which is Elastic Container Service. Okay, now that we are at the ECS page, if you don't own any applications or services, you'll be greeted with a splash page here. Let's go click Get Started, Configure. We'll be using the training web app, and we do know that the training web app is serving on port 5000. If we go to Docker Hub here real quickly, we'll see that it is exposing on 5000. So let's take a look at that and copy it over here. Click Next. And we do want an application load balancer. It automatically configures it for 5000 and HTTP, and it also automatically makes it public, so be wary of that. Cluster name, no big deal. VPC ID, it automatically creates a new one, as well as subnets. So you do have less control if you were to use the wizard to set this up than if you were to individually set up each resource. Click on Next, review that, press Create, and now we wait. Okay, let's click on View Service. Excellent. Now that we're at the service page, we can click on our target group. Then we'll see our load balancer up here. We'll copy over the DNS name. This is auto-generated for you. Let's go to that page. Oh, let's not forget that it is on port 5000. And we get greeted with a hello world. Excellent. So now you have successfully deployed your first Fargate application on AWS with a load balancer, exposing it to the open internet. Alright friends, so let's recap. We took a brand new AWS account with no services deployed to it whatsoever, spun up an ECS service, and managed to get an application to the open internet. Now the wizard took care of a lot of things. Let's not worry about the details about that. But in case you actually want to customize this, it might be a good idea to understand exactly what happens behind the scenes. And for that, we should take a look at some diagrams. So let's switch to the diagram view. 1 second. Okay, so this is more or less pretty accurate in terms of what we've spun up, with some details that we've glossed over, but let's not worry too much about that. Basically what we have is an AWS account, and in that AWS account we spun up an ECS service, which as a result of that spun up a EC cluster. You don't see that here, but it's a cluster that contains the ECS service. That ECS service resides inside a VPC, and this VPC has other stuff in it as well. Then inside the ECS service, we have a Fargate task that's defined by the task definition that we told it to pull the Docker image from Docker Hub. All these logs are piped to CloudWatch, and there is a load balancer that basically says, hey, I'm going to expose a DNS name, a host name, and then I'm going to allow traffic from the open internet to hit me at a designated port, and using that information I'm going to route traffic back to a task. In this example, I have 3 Fargate tasks all using the same task definition, but in our actual deployment we only had 1. The point that I'm trying to deliver here is the usefulness of a task centric approach to things. So say that you had an application that suddenly got really popular, and you need to now scale up to handle traffic. All you have to do is spin up more tasks, and then the load balancer would take care of actually distributing traffic across all of them. And this is more or less it. There are some areas that we can improve on. For example, instead of pulling the image from Docker Hub, we could pull an image from ECS or ECR, or Elastic Container Registry. Of course, we could also enable HTTPS, which also means that we will have to possibly get our own domain name. And if we get our own domain name using, say, something like Route 53, we could define our domain name, then get a cert for that domain and terminate traffic outside here in between the open internet and or application themselves. So with this, I will conclude today's episode. Hopefully you found this useful. If you did find this useful, feel free to leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment where you would want to see any improvements on, or possibly any subjects that you might want me to tackle in the near future. Bye bye.